Yeah. All right. Hello, my friends. How are you doing? I hope everybody is well. There we go. 1 second. Okay, let me put this chat over to the main stage here. There we go. Hi, everybody. Hi, Eric from Vienna. Thank you for joining. Wojtek, if I were you, I would start new YouTube channel because you have a lot of subscribers on this channel, but the activity is really very poor. I wouldn't say so. It's okay. It's okay. It's not like super extreme, but it's okay. Hi from Cork. How are you doing? Diana from Ireland. How are you doing? Hi. There's so many cool pictures uploaded for the portal challenge. Yes, there are. Really, really awesome. Hi, Delfert from Colorado. How are you doing? Yeah, I hope everybody is good too. How is your weekend going so far? Almost over. Hi, Jens from Germany. Hi, Chris from Germany. Bruce from Ontario, Canada. How are you doing? Hi, David from Scotland. Frank from Canada also. Jörg, hi from Poland, sorry. John from Pami. Where is Pami? It sounds Asian a little bit. I don't know. Where is that? Just Dude, hi. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Monty from Germany, thanks for joining. Hi. How is everybody? How are you doing? All right. Oh, let me sit down a little bit. Okay, 1 second. Let me have a sip of coffee. There we go. Okay. Hi, David from Mexico. Thanks for joining. Russell from London. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you very much. All right, good. Let me have a look here. Okay, so I think the interaction is quite okay. It's not super high, but that is also because it's summer. Now the summer is ending, people are coming back, so that's pretty good. The topic yesterday didn't interest too many people, which was surprising to me. Maybe I should have talked rather about the update. By the way, I haven't looked about the update yet. Oh my God, I didn't have time at all. By the way, this is another thing. I am not in my best condition today, to be honest. So I have quite a headache, and the day was super stressful. So Affinity photo. I will keep it a little bit short today. Is it called 1.1? Where is the release notes? Because I thought maybe I look at it right now. I don't think they changed too much. They probably fixed some problems here. So that is it. We can have a look at that. By the way, in regards to activity, that is kind of interesting. Because of course I'm always looking a little bit over to what Affinity Revolution is doing with their channel, and this is the first time I have more views in general, like overall for the channel, which is pretty cool. But on the other hand, I do a lot more stuff than they do on my channel, so I still get less views per video. But because they upload, I think, once every 2 weeks or something like that, and I upload twice a week, actually 3 times a week if you also count the live stream. So that's a bit of a difference. So less per video, but more in general. Not sure. Anyways, who didn't I say hello to? What are you going to do today? I want to do an edit of a portal photo. I will keep it simple. Like I said, I have a headache and I feel super stressed today. I was kind of, I have to take some days off after Tuesday, after the release of the product. I have to push through until then, but then I have just to take some days off and do nothing at all. Hi, Klaus Drive from California. Hi, Hector from Denmark. Hi, Mouse Mate from Germany. Hi, Herbert from Zurich. How are you doing? Monty, I love your resource packs in the online shop. Thank you very much for that. The packages are fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I always try to give you something really interesting. By the way, the whole night, this night, I was dreaming about creating the new pack and working on on ideas. I was like, and I was waking up in the middle of the night multiple times and, oh yes, that's a good idea. I should do this, I should do that. And then I woke up the next morning and everything was gone. I was like, what did I think about? It sounded really good. I have no idea what that was. And it didn't come back to me either. Take a break, don't burn out. Yeah, really, I have to get a little bit of distance. Also get a little bit away from the computer, which is where I spend most of my time. So that's not very healthy, to be honest. All right, let's have a quick look at the update here. For by the way, thank you very much for everybody who has started to subscribe to my Patreon. So a lot of people have joined this month, which is really cool. And there's a lot of extra stuff that I create now for my Patreon supporters, which is also nice. like extra video content, as you've seen also for the tutorial yesterday, and these kind of PDF lists with my gear and with the resources that I'm using for inspiration, stuff like that. So that's pretty nice. Yeah. By the way, how did you, that would interest me. How did you think about the thing I did yesterday where at the end of the video I talked about all the stuff that's happening? Because right now it's just so much stuff that's happening. And I just wanted to announce that there too. And also that I have a newsletter where you can get updated every week. So I thought that I want to have some more, like, you know, routine, some better concept, everything a bit more professional. And so that is helping a lot with the newsletter, but also have a post that outlines the week in my Facebook row. No, don't go back, go forward. There we go. In my Facebook group. So you can see week 434 overview, and there is basically everything in here that has happened this week. And then when you get the newsletter, you basically get what has happened last week, but also the update on the new stream and the new challenge and stuff like that. So you build kind of an archive. If you haven't been there for like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, you can look at my emails and see what has been going on with all the links in there, you know. That might be interesting. Okay. So let me know how you think about that. Hi, Mauricio from Amsterdam. Hi, Adam from Czech Republic. Really nice to see you. From Paw Paw, Michigan. Okay, I never heard about that. Hi, John from Paw Paw, Michigan. Awesome. All right. Okay, let's have a look here. So I don't think they changed much. What I read on Facebook also is that they removed the support. I didn't update yet, by the way. They removed the update for the support for Unsplash, which I don't really care too much about. I think the reasoning is because Unsplash now wants to have money to use the API, which is understandable. They have to finance the service somehow too. On the other hand, I always use the website because it's just so much easier. You have the full screen with the full pictures, and on Affinity Photo, the implementation isn't very good. You have these tiny pictures. It doesn't really help you select photos. So I rather go to the website themselves. Okay, let's have it's like fixes and improvements. You can see here mostly. Converting text with emojis, underlining text, and text with other attributes to curves would cause the app to crash. I didn't experience that. Application failed to launch due to download my account content. Okay, interesting. Fix the crash that could occur when closing the application. Okay. Trials have been trials have been reset, so anyone who has tried 10-day trial before can start a new trial. It's only 10 days. It used to be 30 days. 10 days is a little bit short. Like, it sounds a lot, but often you download something and then you don't really use it. So I think 30 days is often a better idea, or 14 days, 2 weeks, 10 days is kind of, I don't know. Hi there, Bernie from Oberbayern. How are you doing? Okay, awesome. What else do we have here? Fix the fail to save error in documents containing duplicate picture frames. Okay. I have not experienced anything of that. So Unsplash has been removed from the stock panel, but I've hardly used that at all. Help and localizing improvements. Okay. Localization improvements. Okay. Good. So nothing too important here, basically. The only big thing is the removal of Unsplash. Did you use that? Do you use the stock panel? It's there, but it's kind of, you have it over here. Let's make something. Let's open something here. Oh, this is on the second screen. One moment. Let's go like this and then go to stock here. Oh, there it's still. Let's see if it still works. Let's go dock. Yeah, that still works. In the old version, you can still use it, which is interesting. So they didn't like lock off their API. And then you have Pexels and Pixabay. I think they should add some paid services too. I think Affinity Photo could make some money that way. When they promote paid services here, integrate that and get some money from that. I guess I'm not sure if they would pay for that, but on the other hand, it's like on the fingertips, so that would be nice. Or maybe build their own kind of platform where you can have that stuff. That would be nice. Where you can like upload your pictures and then people can use it. They can pay it. Maybe they make a subscription service or something like that, a yearly fee for using stock material from their community, stuff like that, you know. That would be good. Not much because of the tiny pictures. Yeah, same here. Like you see these, and they are also square. They are not even the original like format. You have to drag them over to actually see what the picture is. So that never was too useful in the first place. And even if you drag this out and resize this, you get this. It's the same size. You see more pictures. You see all of them at the same time, but at this, it's not really helpful to decide what you want to work with. So yeah, anyways, this, I wasn't bothered by that. They don't fix the open text suggestion. Yeah, I really would like to have that. Who is placing text? Who are these people who place text? And how often does it happen in a photo editing software? Like sometimes maybe, but is it so important you have to automatically switch to text? You can't select it from the pop-down menu? That's kind of strange. Okay, good. Oh, sorry, hey, I'm a little bit, oh God. Okay, anyways, gonna do this. Okay, let's open up the stuff here. I experimented a little bit with ideas. So I'm sorry if this is not gonna be super good. I'm just working with this here. And putting a portal in here and adjusting the effects a little bit. So this is kind of a easier version. I wanted to do something more complex, but yeah. Sorry for that. Anyways, let's do this. So this is the picture. Basically, I found that on FreePic. By the way, I canceled my FreePic subscription. I think you convinced me that Envato is just a better choice. And also, I was kind of not happy. I mean, I don't know how Envato, do they have PNGs? I'm not actually sure, because I was a little bit not so happy that they don't have that on FreePic. They don't have PNGs. So let's see here. Wait. Oh, this is, no, this is, what is this? Oh, this is tutorials. Wait a second, this is wrong. Envato elements. Unlimited, yes. Okay, let's see. Let's just say bird PNG. Do they have that? Or just search for PNG? Oh, is this a PNG? Subscribe to download dimensions. But what format, what file format is this? Photo, landscape, further information, commercial use. Do you know if they have PNGs with transparent background or not? Because that would be pretty good. They have 3D stuff, which is really cool. But I'm not too sure if they have. You can't select the file type over here, which is a little bit strange. They have fonts, music also, that's nice. Stock video, okay, nice. Add-ons? What are add-ons? Ooh. Oh, so they have Photoshop actions. They also have Photoshop actions on FreePic. I really, really wish that Affinity Photo would support that more. That you can do these actions. You can't really do that in Affinity Photo, and that kind of limits the market, what you could create. If I could create actions like this and you could put a photo and it would look like that, that would be amazing. But in Affinity Photo, it's not really possible. In Photoshop, it is, though. That's also the... If you do a software, you have to think about the landscape around it. And the stuff that I do with my creative packs, that is actually kind of the landscape that is growing around it. Also, Frankentoon is doing stuff and other creators are doing stuff to create things that give products around Affinity Photo to make it easier and more accessible and more creative to work with, because not everybody can do this from scratch. But if you can, and then you can make it into an action or a preset and can sell that, so people can do it in one click, that is amazing. That is really cool. 1 gram of paracetamol works wonders against headaches. I actually, I have some pills here for headaches. Maybe I should take one. That's actually a good idea. Damien, hi from Czech Republic. Did I already say that? I'm not sure. Anyways, do they have P&Gs or not? Because I don't see any. That would be sad, because that is such an important device to work with. And I don't really see that. Cut out. Is this a PNG? No. I guess it's really strange. It doesn't say here the format that it is, unless I'm missing something. Anyways, let's go back to Affinity Photo and work on that thing. So I'm probably going to switch over to them, but my subscription is still good until I think February, so I still have a lot of time until I'm going to switch over to a new platform. Anyways, this is from FreePick. I want to work with this a little bit today. I'm again using this kind of portal that I have already used in another work. This one here. We could also play around with the other ones. I can see I can just put this on here and then blend this with the background like this, and then adjust the colors and such, and create an interesting scene like this, you see? So that keeps it kind of simple. It's kind of, doesn't, wait a second, maybe if we rotate it a little bit more like this, that lines up a lot better. Okay, cool. Right, there we go. Photo scroll down on filters and select background isolated. Really? Let's have a look. Did I close it? I closed it. Okay. Envato elements. Let me have a look here real quick. Just a second. Photos. Let's say dock again. Oh, isolated. But is it really isolated? So this here is a PNG? I don't think so. What? Oh, background isolated. But what does that mean? What? Further information. That is the information for the copyright. Anyways, let's forget about this right now. Okay, let's do some creative stuff here, and then we do the review of the challenge, the super challenge. By the way, let me also know in the chat if we should do the super challenge in a different way, especially the review. Because, for example, Benny Productions, he's taking some time to decide on the works and then give a review, and he makes a video instead of a live stream about reviewing these entries. So what do you think would be best? Because this, what we do right now, is cool, but at the same time, the way he's doing is kind of a little bit more spectacular. So maybe that would be a better idea. I'm not sure. So here we have our astronaut that I want to put in here. So again, this is kind of an astronaut work. I just want him to stand there in the front looking at the portal. Let's switch this over to the other side like so. And then he's going to just stand here. I think I will isolate him. Or we could, when we blend this, is this... No. Because, when we have a darker contrast, let me see. Levels. Make this high contrast here. This also helps with the selection. This is a nice way. Let's see if this works. This is a nice way to make an easier selection. I'm not on the right layer. To just make the contrast higher, so Affinity Photo has an easier way to see what you want to do here. Okay, there we go. Go up here. And then also select this stuff here. We don't really need that stuff here in the middle. Okay. Oh, there's more stuff we don't need. Okay. That looks fairly good. Okay, we don't need that stuff down here, but don't worry too much about that. Right now, when I change my screen for streaming, the resolution is changing, and so a lot of these windows get pushed to the second screen for some reason. Okay, so now we can make a mask with this, and then we can, well, let's leave the levels here, but turn them off for actually we can adjust some stuff right now. It's actually not too bad when it's that dark. It's kind of good. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm going to rasterize and trim this. Maybe let me duplicate this real quick. Duplicate so we have a backup, and then rasterize this. Rasterize and trim so we don't have the excess stuff around the edges. And so basically, wow, now we have two guys here. Let me look at the stream here. Video would be cool. Super Challenge also has much entries and will take some time to go through in live. Probably, yeah, I have to look at that. Although I don't think it is more entries than the last challenge. This is also a question, by the way. How can we separate this better from the weekly challenge? Because it's kind of the same thing right now. So we should do that a little bit differently, right? Also, next week there is a month-long challenge of taking photos every day. You can do any device. You can use your smartphone, or you can use your like camera, whatever you want. Just take photos and be creative with that. They don't have to be like. Don't be afraid that they are maybe not good photos. Just be creative and play around with your ideas and see what comes from that. And try out things, try to improve things. Because a lot of being good or getting better is exercise. It's not so much knowledge. And this is a classic mistake that everybody is doing, me included, that we just spend too much time, how can I say, learning details from all kinds of courses and videos and books and stuff like that, but then not exercising it at the same time. So it's rather better that you do it a lot, but also, I mean, keep informed to learn things to get your perspective better, but you have to train the knowledge you have. If you only have the knowledge, you can't do good stuff with that. All right. And I also found that for myself. So I'm not just talking about you, I'm also talking about me. Okay, let's see what we can do with this here. So this, I kind of want to duplicate this and make this a little bit more extreme, and then maybe also bigger. Let me see. So when we have this, let me rasterize this real quick here, and then maybe delete some stuff. Let's stay at 100% and make this very soft here. Just want to delete some stuff over here, and then kind of also delete over here. Let me duplicate this too. Whoops, duplicated it twice. That was not intended. Okay. Let me think about how I want to do this. Let's turn one off so I can see what I'm doing. Remember that doctors are always practicing. Yeah, absolutely, right? I should also do this bigger so you can see what I'm doing. Of course, an extra video would be great, but I'm sitting here now to watch the reviews. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about this time. I'm talking about next time, how we could kind of make this stand out more. Also, let me save this here real quick. Portal to live. Okay. Whoop. Takes a lot of time to save. Is it such a big picture? Wow. Sorry. How big is that? Woo. That's quite big. Okay, maybe we want to resize that later on. Let's rasterize this here real quick. There we go. Okay, so let's delete some stuff here so we don't have this ugly streak. Do we have a streak on the other side too? Yeah, a little bit here. So let's remove that also. Oop, no. The problem with a channel is that because on YouTube everything is like coming one after another, each new video pushes the last video out of the way. And that is kind of not the greatest way to do things, because that kind of limits what you can do with the channel. Because if I say, okay, I want to do some smaller videos in between where I just talk about, for example, the update for 2 or 3 minutes, this would push another video that I maybe spend a lot of time on out of the way. And so this new video gets delivered to you, not the old video. And that's kind of why I have to think about how do I want to do things. So also stuff is not getting too diluted on the channel, and at the same time it's not getting pushed out of the way, so you actually see the important stuff and not the other stuff. This is why yesterday I attached all the information to the back of the video, so you can watch it if you want to, but it's not in the way, and it's also not pushing another video out of the way if I give you updates about the channel. Yeah, no, artist is the same. You basically have to train every day. I was also talking to a friend of mine. He's a painter, and he says for him, for example, it's like if he doesn't paint for some time, it's not like it's like you know, you have this, you get by video games, for example, you get told this story where you learn something and then you just keep the level magically. Even if you're not there for half a year or something. But in reality, of course, did I trim this now? Maybe I did. Let's see. I just have to resize that, make it bigger. I just want to have these streaks over here. So if he doesn't train painting for some weeks, of course, he's losing that skill that he trained for, and he has basically to restart. Yeah, at that point. So he has not only lost a month, he has lost at least 2 months, because 1 month he didn't paint, 1 month he needs to retrain what he has lost in skill, and maybe he needs to take even more time. Plus you work on your artistic concepts, and you might lose that too, right? Because you kind of forget what you were doing, or you get interested in some other stuff, and then everything gets jumbled around a little bit, and you're just not at the point anymore where you have been, right? So yeah, it's not easy to stay on top of things, but at the same time it's very helpful. It's pretty necessary also. Let's save this again. We have to do something about the colors now. Can you create another channel just with cuts? No, that's not a good idea. Because like creating a second channel, mostly you get maybe between 1 and 10% of people over to the another channel. It's really, really hard to build a second channel. People do it with podcasts. Yeah, but if you look at these channels, you will see that they have, let's say, 5 million followers on their main channel, and then they have maybe 200,000 on their second channel, you know? And it's the same basically when I do that with 40,000, and then I get maybe I don't know, 2,000 people on the second channel. So it's kind of, and then why post that video at the first place? Because of course the 2,000 people are not all watching that video. Some of them might watch it, right? So you have to keep that in mind too. Just because you have 2,000 subscribers doesn't mean they all watch it. So if you have 2,000 subscribers and then 10% of that watch it, you have maybe 200 views or less, you know, who actually watch that thing that you want to push out as news to everybody, so everybody keeps updated. Of course, it's kind of the same with a newsletter, but at the same time, email works better because you get email to your mailbox. So there is less competition than on YouTube, where you go to the main page and there is already like 50 videos competing with each other. While in your mailbox, you get the stuff you want to see, right? You subscribed actively to that email, and the email isn't filled with other stuff by random just so you might maybe like that email, right? This is not how that works, and so this is why email works a little bit better in that regard. Okay, anyways, let's do some curve adjustments here for all of our overlays here. Let's push this down a little bit and then maybe push this. Let's see. Change the color here a bit. That looks good. We have to blend this guy too, because right now that looks pretty horrible. Let's see. Okay. Is this doing anything? Yeah, let's keep it like that. That's pretty okay. Good. So now let's think about what we do with this guy here. Maybe let's blend him a little bit with the background. No, that doesn't work. Okay, let's also use curves here. You're currently doing great. The formula works. Just stay on track. Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. It's I put a lot of work, and this is also why I'm kind of stressed right now and a little bit overworked, because I put so much work into the concepts on how to improve the channel and work better with my community. That was very intense, basically, also with the survey and stuff like that, and trying out things at the same time, trying to deliver basically the same concepts but more professional, right? Like I said, with the weekly newsletter, with the weekly posts on the Facebook group, with the extra content, also that I now I make these posts where I share new findings with my community on Patreon. For example, the difference between, what was it? Saturation and vibrance in Affinity Photo in the different tabs where you can adjust that, but also compared to what Lightroom is doing. Because Lightroom, different softwares are handling things in a different way. This is really important to understand that, and why it's important also to look at different tools, because they give you very different results. Just because the device or the tool has the same name doesn't mean that it does the same thing. I'm not getting the results I want here. 1 second. Let's try recolor. Put this on here, make this blue. That looks better. That is a lot easier. Okay, cool. I feel like I need to have like an outline here with light on him, on this side here. You know what I mean? So let's make a selection of him. Hi, Kevin. How are you doing? Kevin, I think, is one of my earliest supporters on Patreon. Thank you very much for being a long-time supporter. Really, really cool. Yeah, and I try to be more active. I hope you enjoy the new content. Yeah, try to put some good stuff on there. Yeah. So always take some time for yourself during the day. Go out and enjoy your fresh air and stop and smell some roses. And most of all, simply a smile at past buyers. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And this is also a thing when you work in social media and the computer is your main thing. Of course, you communicate every day with dozens of people, but you meet less and less people in your real life because everything you do is on the computer, right? And also a lot of the hobbies are on the computer today also, right? So you work all day and then afterwards you go and watch Netflix or stuff like that, right? So it's it's easy to drop off the, how would you say that? The rim of the earth. How do you say that in English? I don't know. Okay, anyways. Let me think how I'm going to do that, because usually I would say now I use a curve, but somehow I feel like maybe if I use a brush with the right color, that is kind of easier here. Let's give that a try real quick. I will set this maybe to screen. And then let's make this soft. It's already soft, that's good. Make it a little bit bigger. And then basically, By the way, I need to review this tool here. This is what I was, wait, can I show you that somehow? Sorry, I have some cables here on my desk. 1 second. Whoa, that is not good. I wanted to do the review this week. Maybe, I'm not sure if I should do tool reviews just on Patreon, because my YouTube community is not too fond of that. But I will do this on YouTube, maybe in combination with a tutorial, this device here. This is called a toolbox. And the nice thing is when you see me adjust my brush, you can see like I just, it gets bigger and smaller. I'm not doing this with the keyboard. I'm doing this with this wheel here. You see here? I just need to rotate that. And this is adjusting my brush size. And that is very, very intuitive compared to the thing where you hold the buttons and move your mouse, or you go up here and adjust this. Because you can just tune it to whatever you need, you know. Try Gaussian blur. On the, yeah, maybe afterwards, right? That's a good idea. So let's paint in here some light. Maybe not up there, but I can delete that afterwards. I also have to kind of think about how can I integrate this pen display that I have into my channel. Because right now I don't really, because when I use it right now, I would look down here and then the camera is looking on my forehead. So that is not really nice to look at for you. So that I have to find some way on how I could do that. That is nice for you to watch. Maybe a second webcam that whoa, that is crap, that I put on the pen display, because to draw this with the mouse is not really great. It's not the best experience you can have, to be honest. There we go. That is not good. And also the results are a little bit wanky. Wonky? Sorry, wonky. Not wanky. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. And I have to say, I really also enjoy learning from my community. So this is really a two-way communication. Also with the Facebook group or with messages that people send me on Facebook, stuff like that. Because there's always some new stuff to learn and find out about and be interested in. So that's always pretty cool. I should zoom out in a moment, 1 second, to see if this actually looks good, what I'm doing here. Or not. Let's undo this real quick. That is too much. That is too much. There we go. That might be better. Whoa, maybe just the upper side here. Let's see if that looks good. I will deselect this. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. It could be a little bit stronger, to be honest, but we can just duplicate that. So let's do some stuff up here. I think I will use a bigger brush up here so we get a softer blur. Hi Raimond, how are you doing? I use Shuttle Express, and works perfect with that and animations. What is Shuttle Express? I've never heard about that. Let me look that up real quick. Shuttle Express. Oh, okay. That looks interesting. Oh, wow, that is very affordable. Because that toolbox, that costs a lot more than Shuttle Express. Interesting. Okay. But the design is not, I mean, I haven't tried it, but just looking at it, the design is not as, how can I say, blind user friendly. Do you know what I mean? Not you being blind, but the thing is with this toolbox is that every button has a different design. If you look at that, every button is shaped completely differently than the next button, and that means even if you don't look at it, you have a very easy time figuring out what you are pressing, what you are touching right now. And that is actually surprisingly helpful. Whoa, that is not good. Okay, let's put it like this. I think I have to do it a little bit different up here. Nope. You might probably want to play around with the blend mode. So let's have a look at this and then duplicate this. And then let's see. Blur the duplicated layer. That looks okay. Let's go in here and make a little bit of an adjustment here. It looks good down here, but it doesn't look so great up here, to be honest. Let me make another layer here. Let's make this layer white. Okay. Let me also make a layer here. And then maybe take some of the darker color from over here. This part here is getting a little bit too bright. Oh, where's this chat? There we go. Shuttle, you know the buttons without looking. It is also great zooming in websites. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. That's really interesting. I didn't know that tool. I have to, I will bookmark that because that looks very nice and it's also very affordable. Is it? But this is done more for audio and video, right? Is it for drawing? Or, oh yeah, that's also a good question. Does it come with its own software? Because the Toolbox does come with its own software. They have to do some adjustments on how good you can, like you can program the buttons, but I wish there would be more options to do that. On different, like you can program all of the buttons on there, but you could maybe do some more adjustments with that same thing. I'm giving away my review. I shouldn't do that. Okay, anyways, let me make this a little bit softer here, everything. Okay, good. And then also maybe, let me see, down here, I think I want to make this part over here a little bit darker. Let's maybe take some of that, or maybe take some dark. Should we take some dark blue from over here? You should make YouTube Shorts. I was thinking about YouTube Shorts. The problem is YouTube Shorts are pushed into your normal videos. And that basically is the same problem that I talked about before, that because of that, when I make a short, it is pushing a full video that I spent hours on creating out of the way, just to push a short that probably nobody's watching. So that is not ideal, right? So YouTube does really not have a great concept on how they are doing it right now. They have to rework that whole thing. They wanted, like YouTube, Google in general, is that they have this kind of thing where they do things a little bit, I don't know, like a child seeing candy, you know? They see something cool and then they just do it and see if it sticks or not. And often they do it in a very bare bones and not very enticing way. And also they do it in a way where they create... Okay, that looks a bit strange. They create it, but then the support is not really there, you know? And so maybe you support it, but then it might go away. So you might, for example, build a community around it, and then suddenly they kill that feature because it didn't work out so well. So you wasted your time on doing that, right? So that's not ideal either. We have to get rid of this. Should I leave that in? No, right? That thing here that doesn't fit at all. So I have to delete that. I should have done that from the start, to be honest. Do we have the mask? No, this is, I have to erase that part. How long have I streamed already? Let me see. Oh, it's already 52 minutes. Wow, time flies. Time always flies when you try to do some editing then. Oh, I adjusted the flow. That's interesting. Okay, let's get rid of that stuff here. I will just go over here like this. Maybe we'll make this part down here a little bit darker, or put some smoke here or something so we cover this up a little bit. And we also have to work a little bit on the atmosphere. Now we have this thing here also, so that's not so great. Well, it's not too bad. Let's leave it like that for the moment and work a little bit on the overall look. So I wanted to do some extra stuff here, extra effects. So let's duplicate the background real quick, and then this is already rasterized. That's good. So let's go in here, turn off the mesh, because I thought it could be cool if the background is warped by that wormhole basically here. So these things here that are already warped, they get mangled a little bit by that, as you can see here like this. That could be nice. So everything looks a little bit strange the closer it gets to that hole back there, right? So things start to get a little bit more eerie back then, and maybe also push them a little bit towards that that could be nice. And then we do some color adjustments to make everything look a little bit more interesting. By the way, here's something I want to ask you about camera lenses. Because, as you know, I bought a full-frame camera about, well, how long is that? Maybe half a year ago, or is it already a full year? Let's say half a year. I don't remember quite. But I have a 24 by 70 lens, and that should be equivalent to the normal kit lens you get for like a classic like consumer DSLR, right? Which is, what size is that? 18 to 35, I think. And so what I find surprising is that actually 24 on full frame is closer to 15 rather than 18 on that other camera. But at the same time, I feel like the 18 on the smaller chip camera, how do you call that smaller chip camera, is wider. It feels more wide angle for some reason. I'm not sure. Like, I also have the same experience with the 85 to 50. I feel very, very comfortable with the 85 lens on full frame, and I don't like at all to work with a 50 on a classic DSLR. What is it? What is the smaller frame called? APS-C? But isn't APS-C a more modern format? I don't know. So I really enjoy working with 85, but it's also different because, I mean, you have to stand a lot further away, I feel like, compared to a 50. And it's just like the dynamic is very different, right? APS-C, it has always been called APS-C, really, even in the past, because I feel like that's a new term. I've never heard it like 20 years ago. I have to make a comparison because I still have my old camera and see if that angle is the same or not. Because I feel like, for example, with a 85 compared to a 50, maybe even though you have the same area that you photograph, because the lens has a longer focal length, the picture is compressed in a different way. It's not completely the same thing. I have to make comparison photos to see if that's actually the thing. APS-C is crop. Yes, but you still have a different focal length. This is why I say 85 compared to 50 on the APS-C, right? So they should be the same. They are equivalent, but I think what you see in the picture, the area that you photograph is the same, but the compression of the background might be different, right? I'm not quite sure. I feel it's different because I don't like one, but I like the other. Like, I really like 18 millimeters on an APS-C, but I don't like 24 on a full frame. It feels too narrow for some reason. Your shutter speed around 60. What, when you live stream? I'm live streaming with a normal webcam. I haven't turned over to using my full frame for streaming yet. I want to try it. I'm a little bit worried it might get damaged when you have it on for so long. But I have friends who use it for filming and film with it hours every day. So I don't think it has a huge impact. Let's go on here with the editing. So let's go here and make a curve adjustment. And then let's bring in, let's play around a little bit with the colors. This is for some reason, oh, because there's not much red going on here. Oh, we also have to, put some stuff. Oh, should I put some stuff on his back? I also want to have the lights glow. Sorry, there's so much stuff I still want to do here, actually. I wish I could stream for 4 or 5 hours, but you told me that's not, you don't like that, because it would be so cool to have more time to work on these things. It just takes time to do that, right? So I can't do a nice work in just like an hour. And like working 3 or 4 hours on a nice, interesting work is nicer. You can also experiment more and stuff like that. Should we? There's something missing. because it doesn't look that great. Let me make an overlay here, and then we play around a little bit maybe with a gradient. Let's go like this. Radial. I really have to, this is also what I want to do next month. So this is kind of also the reason why I did that challenge, is because I want to play around more, have an actual good reason and force myself to play around more with the camera and learn more about all the things regarding it, right? So that's also the nice thing about like having a channel like this, is that you can like push yourself to do things that you maybe wouldn't do otherwise. I kind of feel like this would be nicer if this would be more pink, sorry, orange in the middle here. Whew. Wow, okay. Funky. That is kind of nice. So the highlights are green, the shadows are blue. That's interesting. Let me go in here, make a second curve adjustment and bring this, the brighter parts down a little bit. I'm just playing around a little bit with the looks here for a second. Don't take this too serious. Whoop. That's not good. Interesting. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I was so concentrated, I forgot to talk. Let's have a look at the chat here. My suggestion would be that when you have a live stream with reviews of challenges, only review the entries and maybe do another live stream for doing stuff live. No, that doesn't work. The problem is, if I do that, I would have to switch between doing a live stream and then doing a review live stream. So I could only do a challenge every 2 weeks, right? So that's the problem. And I can't do a second live stream per week. That's just too much stuff, right? What was that? I don't know what that was. If you donated, thank you very much for that. There was some blink sound, but I can't tell you what that was. I'm quite unhappy with the colors we have right now. I want to have this a lot more interesting, but somehow... I mean, we could also leave it like that. Let me see here with an adjustment, color balance, for example. Because everything right now is a little bit too samey in the picture. Everything looks kind of too much the same. Oh, I also wanted to make these glowing lights here. I forgot about that. Oh, split toning. Let's have a look at that. Highlights. It's a little bit better. Merge visible. Let's do it like this. I should save also before everything is crashing here. There we go. Okay, I will finish this in a second, and then we go to the reviews, right? Posterize. By the way, let me really quickly try this with the gradient map here. Set this to orange. And then maybe delete this one, and then set this here to blue. No. Anyways, okay, never mind. I wanted to have these lights glow a little bit more and have a little bit more of a... That's... Let me try this real quick just as a last thing here, and then we do the... It's kind of... It's nice like this. It's not too bad. Well... Or should I... One second. Let me do this real quick. Convert to curves. Just want to see how that would look. Come on. Why is this so strange? It doesn't look like it's correct. Although it's on the... It's really hitting these points, but... Anyways. Okay. Let's make this orange. Maybe like this looks good. And then work over here. Outer glow. Let's open this up here. Okay. How does that look? Well, it looks cool when you're small, but it doesn't look cool when you're far away. That's not great. Better. And so you have to kind of copy it to all of these things. It's just like a test. You would have to make like a selection of all these lighter points and then create just one shape and then make it glow like that, right? But that would be nice, right? If we had these things on all of them, that would be kind of cool. Let's have a look here. Of course, now it doesn't work because you have to adjust them here. But just like, let's put them into like kind of the direction and see what that would look like. That's not too bad. Or maybe some of them. Maybe just some of them would be nice. Interesting. Okay, anyways. If you have a question about using your pro camera and any camera with green screen or to get the best image quality, let me know. About green screen, I always want to know stuff because I have the problem, especially with my beard, that it has problems with that. Okay, anyways, let's do the... Let's save this. I think I will add these lights later because this would take a lot of time to do it right now. And also I want to adjust the atmosphere a little bit, but it's kind of nice. There has to be some more stuff, like the atmosphere is not there at all, but the composition is there. So, anyways. Okay, cool. That was, yeah. Like I said, 1 hour is just too short to do something really nice. Okay, anyways. I think I will close this here. And then we can go over to the sorry for the like not finished work again. We could maybe do it more next week. Okay, so here we have the super challenge. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking part. I hope you like that kind of concept that we have a challenge that goes over all of the month. Like I said, I have to think about how to separate it better from the weekly challenges and make it stand out more. Also make it feel different, or maybe we can make a variation of things where the other challenges are not the same thing, because right now we have a photo editing challenge every week. So maybe we can have this super challenge where you edit stuff for a whole month, and then we have the other challenges focus on other things, like for example a photography challenge where you just post your pictures that you've taken, or some other kind of thing. That could be nice, right? Thank you very much, Tuck. No, not that great, to be honest. I'm yeah, very, how do you say, critical of myself. The 1 hour is just not long enough. If I have one or two more hours, I can do some more stuff with that. All right, let's have a look here on this. So the first entry is by David, and by the way, please take the time that you have to edit that. If you want to have, like, you can try to make different concepts on that and then just post the best result, or let it sit for a week and then make some more adjustments, stuff like that. Okay, so this is from David. Thank you very much for the entry. Pretty cool. We are all the most critical of ourselves. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Yeah, that's true. It's sometimes not easy to be happy with the things you do on your own because, well, you're just too close to your own work, and also you have a high expectation because you always see the stuff of other people, and it always, as you know, the grass is greener on the other side, and the reason for that is simply because we don't see all the work and the process goes into that. So another person has been with that work for a long time and planned it from start to finish, but you just see the end result, and this is why the other work looks so interesting and surprising, right? All right, so here we have, I can't remember the name, but I know who that is, but I can't remember the name right now. Is it here? in the description, David. This is a photo of cosplay that I took at a local con. The background and portal are both added in post. Okay, awesome. Really cool idea with that spark ring, so that is pretty nice. I also like the shadow on the ground. The overall like atmosphere of the different colors could be nicer, and there is too much going on with the hands here. As you can see, like I would leave out these kind of things that you painted over that, or maybe use something else, you know, like the effects you find on other pages, or maybe in one of my creative packs or something like that, because here you kind of there you don't see this kind of shape circle anymore in his hand and the shape that it has. So I would suggest you use that shape and then duplicate it and set it to screen and set it to blur, so it gets this kind of a glow of the outlines, and then maybe do some effect around that. Like I said, you can go to a free pick or another page. Let's go here real quick. No, there we go. Sci-fi swirl. And find some stuff maybe like this here or something. This could be nice, or I don't know, any kind of thing that you think that could be a nice effect for that, that you can put over that. Let me see. You can also look at what the, sometimes they are really bad also with suggesting you other things, but you can also look at the movies, how it looks there, and then see if you can find something similar to that, right? I don't find something right now, but you know what I mean, right? So there's a lot of choices that you can put over that. And at the same time, keep the structure of these magic rings, these magic circles that he has on his hands. But otherwise, pretty cool. Thank you very much for that. Really cool entry. Let's go on to the next one by Wolf. Wow, okay, pretty cool. We have some, I don't know what that is. I was about to say Star Wars figures, but they are not Star Wars figures. Refrain from posting links. Oh yeah, you can't post links. That the chatbot is deleting them. You can send me an email through my channel with the link if you want to. A little longer, and I think it will be there. Yeah, I think so too. Like I would say an hour more or something to add all kind of the nice effects, stuff like that. Remember the inspiring others which eventually stand on your shoulders. I hope so, yes. Yeah, I hope I can do that. But at the same time, then you want to give even better stuff, you know, there's even more pressing. Really cool that the thing is here, like the portal is kind of like dark. Maybe that's the intention, but also the characters are very dark in front of the portal. So they are, basically you have these main characters here in that lower part of the image, and they are basically also at the darkest part of the image. So try to have it the other way around, where you keep that bright, or the characters brighter, find some reason why they are bright, or have the portal bright and then have the characters dark as a silhouette in front, like you've seen with the picture that I just started to edit basically. So you have a good outline, you have a good idea of these. For example, what you could do is maybe do some glowing stripes here on the ground that light the characters, or maybe this kind of yak or whatever that is has some light, or one of the characters carrying a light that gives some light source, stuff like that. You can also sometimes make the characters brighter for no reason, just for the artistic effect, stuff like that, right? So just so you see the characters better, because there's so much light going on that kind of attracts the eye, and then the characters here, you don't see them at all. It's like they are very hidden in the shadow here, right? Okay. Thank you very much for that. Let's go on to the next one. Pride, how are you doing? Okay, so this is a very different thing here with an angel flying towards... I'm not sure. It looks a little bit like hell. because it's so dark, but still cool. I'm not sure why the angel's upside down. Maybe because you wanted to have that kind of flying motion in there. But it looks a little bit like he's falling towards that gate, right? That portal. But it's a cool idea. I like the atmosphere. And also, like with the landscape down here, it feels a little bit like that portal is also going here in front of the landscape, but then being very transparent. And I feel a little bit like it would be better if this dark part here wouldn't be there so much. So the circle is basically ending at the horizon. And this is a really big twirl, a really big vortex at the horizon, because you also have this kind of nice light effect here that is matching with the light here in the center of the vortex. So if you have that, that would be very nice. And maybe what you could do is you use, for example, dodge and burn, or some other technique, like for example with curves, invert that layer and then paint that in. So you make that the fog over the landscape a little bit darker, and then have these kind of light effects that come out of that portal, streaking outwards, you know, like light would flow over that surface, as you already have it in here a little bit. Just make the other parts a little bit darker, so you have this light effect over the landscape a little bit more. That, I think, would look pretty cool. You could even make this foreground here darker if you wanted to, like kind of a silhouette or something like that. And another thing that is very nice to add a little bit of atmosphere is when you, for example, look for PNGs of grass or other foliage, or look for brushes with grass or other foliage, and then paint this in just as a silhouette in the foreground a little bit, because that gives more of an outline of that shape, and at the same time gives more of little details that look good. Like for example on textures.com, textures.com, you can find that. Oh, I have to log in now. 1 second. Let me do this real quick on my second screen. There we go. So when you go in here, and then let's just go here, grass. There you see these kind of things. You see? Those are these kind of things you can use as outlines, and you can put them on the horizon. Just set them with a black overlay, for example, stuff like that. Or you can leave it like they are and have them have a little bit of texture or stuff like that. And you can just put them along like these little grass bushes here. I don't know how you would say that. And they give nice atmosphere and detail in there, right? Okay. Good. Thank you very much for that. Pretty cool. What does the chat say? 1 second. A lot of time artists forget to step back and view their images. Yes, you should do that often. Like just sit, like save it, let it sit for a week, then look at it again to have a fresh eye, basically, to look at it. Get also a little bit more distance to the to your process, to the thoughts that you have, and just come back with a fresh mind, with fresh eyes, and then you can see what you want to improve. Wow, that is a very nice edit. I like the composition. I like how the light and the colors fall together. Everything here is very nice. Look at that. Also the artistic style, although they are a little bit different. Like I feel like this guy here in the foreground is a little bit more like as you see, like a comic style, and maybe also these railings here on the side. But this here looks more like a 3D rendering style. So they are a little bit different, but at the same time really cool. I like how the colors also come together. You see you have a little bit of orange here, and then you have the blue. So it's also a very nice balance between the area where our hero is. Everything has this warm orange, and then everything up here has this blue, cold blue light, and a little bit of cold violet here, or colder violet, not warm violet. So it looks a little bit more eerie. And so you see the difference also in emotion. That's the portal feels a bit scary, and where the hero is, it feels a bit more safer because of the warm colors. That is really nice. Very, very cool. Also from the composition where all the lines flow towards the portal, stuff like that. Very good work. Really, really nice. This is from Royston. Is that how you pronounce the name, Royston? Or do you say Roystone? No, because there would be an E at the end, right? Royston. Anyways, okay, very, very cool. Really like that. I wish mine had turned out like that today. Yeah. Next time. All right. Wow. Okay. There is some of my assets in here. Really cool. And then also some other stuff that looks, I think, oh no, this is one of my assets with this water down here. I actually did that. That's pretty cool. I forgot about this. What is that pack called? Neon something. I can't remember. Let me look that up real quick. Let me see. 1 second. Products. It's not a Neon Revolution pack. I'm pretty sure about that. Oh, no, it is. Oh, look at that. The really cool Neon Revolution pack. This is actually in here. Look at that. Okay, you can't see that here. Let me see here. Boom. See these water effects here? Wow, I did that. I have forgotten about that. Look at that, how cool that is with these portals here. And the water effect, it's like very low resolution. What you look at it right now, they are very high resolution. Actually, when you download the pack, they are, what are they? 4,000 by 4,000 pixels. So that's pretty good. How do I share that? 1 second. I don't want to edit the product. I want to share it. 1 second. Give me a second. Share? No, check out. It's not loading right now. I'm sorry. There we go. No? Copy link. Okay, so this is the pack that I just showed you. This that is used here. Neon Revolution pack. That is really nice. Boom, there you go. Okay. Okay, so it's nice. I know what you tried to do with the bat in the background and stuff like that. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Meatloaf. Bat out of hell, right? But not with a motorcycle, with a car this time. But you want to bring the elements a little bit more together, like because they are just floating around a little bit too much here in all kinds of directions. So, for example, the car has a very different color than the background. So maybe try to adjust that to be also a little bit in that violet area. And then maybe, like I've shown you in this live stream or also in other videos, that you paint on a little bit of these highlights. For example, here on the roof and on the back part here, which will help you to give you a better outline. So the shape is better visible. And these bats, for example, you can see here, there's a bat here which is very translucent. So maybe try to find a way on how you can put them in the picture where they have a nice contrast to the background. So they are good, like visible in a good way. And at the same time, they help the composition, right? So they help to bring everything together. And so you can, how can I say, they guide the eye in a certain way, right? I'm not exactly sure how to do that here right now, but let me think about that. So for example, let's say you would have the inside of the portal also bright, and then you could put the bats, or like a little bit more brighter from the inside. You could put the bats smaller maybe, in front of that portal so you can see the outlines, and then put the car a little bit further back and make the picture wider so you can make it so the car is coming out of that portal, right? I think that would help a lot with these things. With these streaks up here, maybe put them more regularly and more pointing towards the center of the portal, because right now they are just like floating up here, but they are not really connected in a way to the portal, and they don't follow the symmetry of the circle too well. So try to place them in a better way so everything comes together a little bit better. You can also, like with the bats, you can make them smaller and then maybe have more of them. So they just fly with the car out of the portal. That could be nice, right? Okay. Thank you very much for that. How do you pronounce that name? I'm sorry. Chanel? Is that how you would pronounce it? I'm not sure. Okay. The next one is from Chuel. Okay, pretty cool. So we have, is that an Inca? I always mix them up. Inca and Aztecs. I'm not sure. Ancient portal, that's the name here. And so the portal has an eye in it. Again, in this one, there's a little bit too much going on. So we have the pyramid in the background with the warrior, and then we have the portal, which is also an eye. And then we have the Statue of Liberty on the side here, if you can see that little detail here. So I'm not sure why that is here, because this is in North America and they are in Central America. I think these pyramids are rather in Mexico, right? They're not in South America. Or are they? I think they are in Central America. Anyways, and also the portal is like just floating there. So our warrior is not really interacting with that. So if you had a little bit less of these things, for example, the pyramid in the background, then the warrior more maybe in the center of the portal, and put the portal a little bit back so it's kind of surrounding that warrior, that is maybe better. Also with the circle on the ground, you could put the circle a little bit over, and then the portal in the middle of that circle, and then also the warrior in the middle of the circle, so everything kind of comes together, right? And you can see that circle as maybe some kind of magic way to call the portal into existence, and the warrior stepping through that. That could be a story, something like that. Right? I think what you wanted to do is that the warrior is looking at the portal from the back. But then why does it look like an eye, and why is there the Statue of Liberty there? So there's kind of, I'm not sure what the story here is. Yeah, but still pretty cool. Very nice. Thank you very much for that, Joel. Okay, let's go on here to the next one. Do we really have so many? Oh my god. Okay, we do have many. How do we handle this? Because we can't review all of them. Should we decide on the best ones? Or should we just, let's go through them and look at them and not review every single one of them? Right? Because otherwise we sit here for the next 2 hours. Let me open up some of those and look at them side by side. Let's go like this. So we go a little bit faster here. Whew, I didn't know. I didn't know there's so many of those. Okay, so here we have one that is, well, the colors are fitting together, but everything is kind of sitting next to each other. There's not really too much connection. This is from Trude. Try to get the elements better together. How can I say here? From the atmosphere. How would I explain that in a good way? I mean, first of all, the size of the object is a little bit different. I think the guy is too big in comparison to the car. And the car is, it feels like it's too small for that tunnel, because it has basically the complete width of the tunnel. So bring those both, or these three things into a better relation to each other. And also, what is the connection between the elements? Maybe that is also a good question, right? I mean, this guy, maybe he's coming out of the car and looking at us or something like that. But yeah, the elements have to fit together a little bit better. I actually can't explain it right now. Okay, let's go to the next one. Von Edward. Wow, that looks pretty cool. Really interesting. Simple edit at the same time. Pretty cool. This kind of reminds me of one of my tutorials that I did with this kind of pathway coming out of the camera, which incidentally was exactly the same camera that was used by Affinity Revolution. I think even by Pix Imperfect. So yeah, We all found the same image and thought, oh yes, let's have something come out of the lens. Yeah, so I guess everybody's inspired by the same stuff. Okay, anyway, so that looks pretty cool. Yeah, also with the shadow here and the light coming from the background, really cool. Everything fits together. Everything has the same color, but that's quite okay. That's really good. There's a little detail that doesn't add up, and that is when you look here at the background, that the silhouette here is brighter than the sky behind, although the light is coming from behind that silhouette. So that should probably be darker, or the sky should be brighter. So that looks a little bit strange, as you can see here. That should be a little bit darker here. But otherwise pretty cool. I like the idea and how you edited that, and also that this is a window of an airplane. So this is also kind of a fantasy thing at the same time, or not a fantasy thing, an imagination thing, a dream kind of situation. That's really cool. Practice layer blending. Yeah, also layer blending, but from the composition. I think the main problem here is the composition, to just bring the things better together. And like I said, I would really suggest, for example, just take a piece of paper, make some like squares on there, and then just draw in different compositions. And this really helps with getting better at composing things. We could also do that as a challenge, that you just draw different ideas. That might help also for photography. Anyways, so let's go on here. So thank you very much, Edvard. Pretty cool. Oh, nice. This is from Christoph again. Very cool. Did you already post this? Because I kind of remember I have seen this already in another challenge. Did we already have a portal challenge? I kind of feel like deja vu again. I have seen this before, I'm pretty sure, but maybe I've seen it by just looking at that some weeks ago when you posted it. You posted this on 6th August, so maybe I've just seen it on Facebook already. But this is really cool. Again, everything is the same color, but that's quite okay, because everything at the same time feels like it belongs together. Really like that with the monster and the portal in the background. Has this kind of Indiana Jones feeling, so really, really nice edit here. Okay, let's go on to the next one from Elaine. The orcs are attacking. Oh, interesting. So sci-fi and orcs, you don't see that too often. That's pretty cool. I took elements from roughly 4 or 5 photos in different areas of landscape and sky. And then the... okay, and the characters. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And I really like... everything you did here. The only thing that I would say should be a little bit different is how the light is spread throughout the scene, because everything is kind of has kind of the same brightness. You know what I mean? So you could try to have the light more on the important characters to bring everything a little bit the attention more to the main characters here, right? So for example, let's copy this over real quick. Let's have Affinity photo. I will just paint this in super roughly, but you see I didn't upload download the new version yet. So let's make a new layer here. I'm missing something here, right? There should be another layer here. I don't know why it's missing. Okay. Let's make this transparent and then also bigger. So you can see when I, for example, would make these parts here a little bit darker, like so, and maybe also this here and this here, you see that you get more attention on these characters here. And then maybe you could make these characters down here a little bit brighter. Let's see if we use this here. Whoa, that was wrong. Okay. I'm just making them brighter. I'm not doing like some special thing here or anything. So like that maybe. Let me see. Let's select this here real quick. Selection, feather. All right. So you can see like this, you have a little bit more attention on the heroes here and maybe the portal over there. You could maybe also make the background in a different color, so it's more separated from the foreground. Let's select this here real quick. I mean, not that it should look like this, but just saying like if you have a different, what was it before? Oh, it was orange before. Maybe orange was a good idea. There we go. And now it's a little bit too bright. But anyways, so you have more attention on the story and the characters rather than before, you see? So here they are standing out a little bit more. Of course, it's very rough adjustment. And here it's kind of everything is evenly lit. It's really hard to see anything that is going on in that version. And then when you like adjust the light a little bit better, you have more focus on the points that are actually interesting to the audience, right? So think about that, play around with that a little bit. Otherwise, it's really cool. I like all the action and the things that are going on. Okay, let's go on here. I actually wanted to go quicker here, but now I'm going slower. Wow, okay. What is going on here? So this is from Julia. You have a lot of elements in here. Very nice with these aliens here and stuff. And I don't know what this is. Kind of a robot with a screen as a head. So that's interesting. Oh, that's kind of like the girl from the Ring movie. Kind of feels like. And the whole thing, by the way, if you see that, the whole thing is happening as a reflection in the visor of this astronaut here. So there is a lot of stuff going on here, and maybe a little bit too much, to be honest. So I would maybe suggest to forget about the girl with the portal. Maybe just make the portal and then have these alien creatures coming out of the portal and attacking this guy on the ground here. And, well, you could, either, I would say, either have this scene colorful in the reflection and then this part here darker and in a single color. For example, maybe a blue or something with some highlights that give you a good outline of the different shapes, so it's easy to see that this is an astronaut. Or have this part very colorful and then the part in the visor, the reflection, rather less color. Depending on what you want to have more focus on the astronaut that is looking at the scene or the scene in the helmet, right? So which should grab more attention. But there's just too much stuff going on again. Like I said, leave the girl out and put that guy in front of the portal. Also, you would have the benefit that if he is in front of the portal and the portal is bright inside or brighter, you would have a nice outline of the astronaut and the aliens, right? Because here, right now, it's really hard to see them. Also, this one here in front is very hidden. So maybe also either leave him out, or if you put him in, for example, you have these orange lights here, make some highlights around the edges so you actually see that better compared to the background. All right, let's go on to the next ones. We have really cool entries here. There we go. Oh, I see a little bit of Arthur C. Clarke with Odyssey. 2001 Odyssey in Space. Odyssey? You say Odyssey, I think. With Stanley Kubrick, or like directed by Stanley Kubrick, right? All right, pretty cool. I like the design and everything. The atmosphere is a little bit, everything feels a little bit flat, but maybe that's the idea. But otherwise, it's pretty cool. You can, you basically Do you say weight when you talk about light? You have line weight, but I don't think you say that with light. But you could work a little bit more with the different brightnesses and darknesses and the atmospheres to give everything a little bit more depth in here. Because like I said, everything feels a little bit flat. For example, you can do that very nicely with the fog you have on here. Again, for example, with dodge and burn, where you paint on here a little bit. Let's bring this over here real quick. There we go. Wait a second. We have to put this soft line here. So you can see when I paint on this here a little bit on these areas and then make other areas darker. Let's make this a little bit more transparent. Well, this when you paint on this, you can shape basically the surface of your fog, where it's flowing, how it's going, stuff like that, what is closer to the light source and things like that. Wow, I'm doing a crap job today. What's going on? Anyways, well, you do see that it has more structure now. You see? You see how this is shaped? I didn't shape it in a great way, but you can see how this is more flat and this is more of a shape. And so if you follow more of the fog shape, especially if you have like nice fog that has nice structure in it, you can just follow the outlines of these structures in the fog and get a really nice volumetric kind of feeling for that. Like you have a volume in their density, and you can do that really nicely. Also with the background that you use the dodge and burn to just like bring that in and out. You can use it up here too, by the way. Like maybe we can do it here a little bit better. Let's see. For example, when you use this here and you paint a little bit on these areas here, you see you can bring them to the front when they are brighter. And then you can bring these areas more to the back by making them darker. And so with dodge and burn, this is a really good way to make things a little bit more 3D. You see? When we go away here again, do you see that they get a little bit more structure? You can do it better. But just like showing you can do that. And if it's too much, by the way, you can just go in here and then reduce the opacity. If you want to have the same effect but just less, you can also do that. And by that, you can like bring a little bit more shape and structure into that. All right, let's go on here. Thank you very much, Wolfgang. Pretty cool. Let's do the next one. Oh, wow, with a cat. Oh, with Angry Cat also. Okay, nice. Wow. This is actually the scene from Kubrick, right? With the apes here. So this is actually the movie scene, and then we have Angry Cat. So lots of copyrights broken right here for artistic purposes. Don't usually do that on my channel, please. Stick to Unsplash and other sources that you can use. But I think in an artistic way, this is like, how do you say, fair use? So I don't think anybody is going to be worried too much about that in this case. Wow, what's going on here? So we have shrunken, we have the shrunken grandparents here. Greg, oh, maybe is this Greg? I'm not sure because it looked a little bit similar. Maybe not. In this water droplet here on the ground. That's really interesting. Is that really a portal? Or maybe it is a portal to the past because there is they are looking at two people here in the canoe. They could be themselves, but in the past. So maybe that's the thing that's happening here. Interesting. Pretty cool. Again, with the light atmosphere, work a little bit with that, but I really like a lot of that. This drop here could be a little bit better, but it's not easy to put that on the surface and adjust the light and color so it looks like it should. Okay, let's go on to the next one from Jens. Oh, wow. So here we have a combination of black and white and color. Maybe this is a little bit from my suggestion last time where I said, okay, maybe use black and white because it makes it easier to combine things. The discussion one had a more cinematic color toning. What is saying? I posted a second version in normal. Ah, I see. I think, yes, this is where I know it from. Yes. Okay. It wouldn't be nice to skip some. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, that's true. All right. So that's pretty nice. I also like the idea that it's kind of dropping from basically a colorful dimension into a black and white dimension. That's pretty nice. And as you can see, this is a really good example that when you stick to black and white, combining things makes it a lot easier, because you can see here, like, you have the ship and the car in the background and there's another ship in the foreground, but it's a lot harder to tell which is from different photos in that case, because with black and white you just can't tell that easily, right? You have to get it dramatically wrong to really stick out as something it doesn't belong here. I also like this kind of sun here in the background, so this is kind of a, it feels like, you know, the solar system, the sun is exploding or something like that. The solar system is going down or something. Maybe this is the big portal where they push the trash through to the next dimension or the next solar system. Okay, pretty cool. Really like that. Very creative. Wow. So here we have a portal where a ship is coming out. Is this one? What is the name of this famous ship? The Flying Dutchman, I think. Is that what it's called? It's from the Pirates. It also is part of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So it looks a little bit like that. Pretty cool. And kind of in the universe. So, hey, do you remember that movie? What is it called? The Disney movie where they have the sailing ship and they fly through space and go to a different planet? That was really strange. I don't know how they came to that idea, but it's still a cool movie. Ended up going with a different approach as I couldn't get the portal right when drawing it. The lit portal just wasn't working for me, so I went to the opposite way, and you have a dark portal. That is really interesting. I really like the idea that you created a dark portal, but then at the same time, you still have these nebulas behind that are also circular. And that makes it kind of confusing, because it looks like there's a round portal and then there's another round portal from the side in the same spot. That's a little bit strange. So maybe it would have been better to have this portal, but then have it more in front of this, like scale the background bigger with this orange part here, and have this portal floating in front of that, something like that, you know what I mean? Or something else, because right now it just looks like there's two portals, but still it's a really cool idea. Also with the ship that's coming out of there is very mysterious, so pretty cool. Very nice. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. This is by Ayamba. Thank you very much for that. So here we have a portal on the side of a house, a little bit, not really Harry Potter style, but you know what I mean, like going through walls, stuff like that. I like the atmosphere, and also how you put the woman in here that's jumping through the portal, and you even have the shadow down here. The shadow is a little bit too small, I think, compared to the big shoe and the leg. So that should be probably a little bit bigger. And also the the portal is nice, but you don't see the light of the portal on the wall here too much. And also, why is the inside of the portal this kind of gray when the rest of the portal has this nice orange in it? So I would play with it. I would change that. Maybe make the inside dark so you have more of the glow of that burning fire circle. Or maybe make it also orange, but maybe a little bit darker orange, and then have the body like, you know, like make a mask that is this painted a little bit around the surface of that area of the body, so it feels like the body part is going through that part of the portal at the moment. I really like, though, how bleak the background is here with the colors and everything, and how different that is from the portal. So that is very nice that there is such a big difference. I feel like the girl is not really... there's something off. So I kind of feel like she has the same ambient light as the background, so that kind of fits, but then at the same time there is none of that orange light on her, and that doesn't fit at that moment. So that's a little bit strange. Yeah, the light need to be on the wall too. Tried a few space backgrounds, but the portal got lost. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I understand. So with the picture from before, that the dark portal gets lost compared to the dark background. That's true. You could maybe have it float outside of a planet, so you have a planet behind that is brighter. That could be a thing. Next one is from David. Wow, pretty cool. So these look like flying cities. Reminds me of Stargate. Was it called Stargate Atlantis, where they have this city far away on another galaxy or something? That was also this circular thing, and that even it's flying later on. You probably have seen the episode anyway. And if you didn't, really cool seasons. Anyways, that looks pretty cool. I also like this kind of wormhole here, where you see all these kind of galaxies warping around the outside of that. That is really cool. And I like this kind of old schooly horror movie look with the glowing and the Tesla coils and stuff like that. That looks pretty nice. It doesn't fit 100%, but it's so goofy at the same time that it looks okay again. The smaller ones are even a little bit better because they look a little bit more goofy. They are the same as these, but for some reason, I think because the glow here is stronger than here in the front. But still, very cool. I really like that. It's goofy, but it works. Let's go with the next one. Wow. Okay, this is by Danny. It needs some motion blur. That could also be a good idea, to have some motion blur when she's jumping through that portal. That could be nice. Okay, so this is from Dani. Quit now, a cake will be served immediately. Oh, so you're a gamer, I guess. Portal 1 was cool. Portal 2 also, but 1 was it's just a classic. It's just better. Anyways, pretty cool. Very nice from the reference. So she's fleeing from her jail, basically, I guess. You see, there's even the Aperture logo over here as the company who makes this kind of portal tech. And this time it's even a square portal. So maybe this is a newer version of the gun. Really cool. Really like that. The perspective up here is different, but because you can have these portals on all kinds of walls in all kinds of directions, that maybe works. You know, they can be on different heights in different rooms, so you wouldn't have the same perspective. So probably that could work, right? Looks pretty cool. I also like how you put the blue light in there and how it shines on the different elements. You can see in the original picture here that there was a light source that is already spreading the light in the right way. So you mainly have to recolor the light and then also add some glow around these areas here. But that all worked out pretty well. Really like that. I also like that the inside has a different kind of color, so it feels warmer. And again, you can tell a lot of story through colors. So you can see in the jail cell, the light is cold, and outside you have this warm light. So you know that she feels better after she jumped through that portal into this other room, other area, right? So you can get information just from the colors. Wow, okay, here we have some portal by George. Well, I see what you tried to do there, but the elements don't fit together too well. The problem is also when you have daylight, making things glow is really hard because things don't usually glow in daylight, which you can also see, for example, when you make a fire or you start to do a barbecue or stuff like that. They don't really glow. They glow when you have in their small space where the coal is glowing, you see it right on the coal, but not around it. There's no glow around that during daylight because the sun is just so incredibly bright, right? So that is a hard thing to do. This is also when people ask me, but how can I use your glow overlays on daylight? It doesn't work, not even in Affinity Photo with software, because you can't blend something light on something light and expect to see something. No blend mode is going to do that, right? So that's a bit difficult to do. Right. So yeah, that is a hard thing to do, and you have all this kind of like orange and fire around that, but I'm not sure that helps. Maybe try to make everything a little bit darker around that. Maybe have because you already have this dark sky. So why not make the rest of the scene also that dark and like blue and stuff like that, and then have the portal in front of that also. Then you have a differentiation between the dark blue background and the orange glowing foreground with the portal, right? So you just need to bring the elements together. So this is a sketch basically for the composite, but you have to then edit all the elements together better. And like I said, if you want to have something glow, the surrounding has to be dark. All right, there we go. Let's go to the next ones. How many more do we have? I hope I'm not getting sick because I'm sweating a little bit also. I'm not sure if you see it, but I'm not so well right now. It doesn't come over, I know, but yeah. Whew, okay. Wow. This is very graphic design, kind of. This is from N. Eye of the Storm. I mean, it is a way you can do that, of course. It's very flat. It looks like more like a drawing or a painting or something. I'm not sure if you wanted to have any kind of depth in here, or if this is just more of like a 2D design where these abstract elements flow into each other and give this kind of portal effect, but they are not meant to be separate from each other, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's a different approach. I'm not sure what else to say. It's interesting. I mean, I would need to have more information, because this is so different. I can't really tell you anything about it. Should it have more color or less color, or more depth or less depth? I can't really know without knowing what you wanted to do here. But interesting, still interesting. If the sky is so dark, buildings should be darker. Yes, absolutely. So get some kind of night atmosphere in there, right? And let's copy this over real quick. You can do this rather easily. By just creating, for example, this is an easy way to do it. There's more complex ways to do it too, but for example, when you pull this down here, of course, everything gets darker, and then just go here to these channels and, for example, pump up the blue, and you can see that you already start to get this kind of night atmosphere. And when you pull down the red, it's getting even more blue. So you can play around with that, and you can see here with the green, we can also play around with that. And so you can, this is kind of a starting point where you can, in an easy way, try to turn a daylight picture into a nighttime picture. You can do some more adjustments, get a nicer blue color in there, stuff like that. So there's different ways to do that, but it's not too hard to do these kind of adjustments. All right. So this is kind of a different portal, which is literally, is it literally just a portal? And then this is the landscape on the other side, or do we look at another dimension? I'm kind of confused because the perspective isn't completely fitting here. I had it done a week ago, but when I went for a walk, I discovered the gate and say to myself, you would remake that. Okay, interesting. Well, the problem here is that, well, either this is a portal to another dimension, and this is why these flowers are so big in the foreground, because it's just like different, you jump in, I don't know. Otherwise, the flowers are just too big, because as you can see, they are very close to the camera. If you look at the original picture, you can see that the cameras hold low, near to the flowers, and then just to have a foreground element to the background. But of course here you're standing in front of the gate far away, so the flowers should be like tiny in the background. Okay, awesome. But the lighting is good. So that's good. It should, if it's the same landscape, the lighting should be different in the background, fitting to the foreground. If it's not, it can be different because there could be another weather situation there. Wow. So okay, there's a lot of there's a lot going on here. What is going on? This is from Niels. Thank you very much, Niels, for posting this. So we have what? So this is kind of a dimension where Salvador Dali is meeting with the universe of Tolkien here, Lord of the Rings. And I actually can't remember his name. He seems to be quite happy with his tiny long-legged elephants here. Well, this one is happy. This one not so much. And then we have a guy coming through here from another dimension. You can see the planet here in the background, so that's nice. I like that you have a different atmosphere here where you have this warmer light. And then again, you can see through colors. If you ask me, I would say he comes from his home world because it's nice, warm, and cozy back there in the background. And then he goes into a dangerous, strange world because the world is blue and cold in the background. So that's pretty nice. That is very interesting. A little bit strange here. I mean, you can do that if you want to, but you can see here that you have these kind of nebulas, which are usually gigantic, and then the planet is covered by it like it's fog flowing over the planet. So that's a little bit strange to have that here. That kind of combination with this nebula over the planet. But otherwise, pretty cool. Really nice. Really like the composition and everything. Very nice. Thank you very much, Niels. Okay, there we go. Another composite. Interesting. So here again, we have a cool color ambience on the left side and a warm, sunny ambience on the right side. Yeah. I'm actually, I don't know what to say in this case. The sky is so dark. Building should be dark. Oh, I have already. Gollum. Yes, that's the name of him. Gollum. I mean, the colors, it kind of, I understand the idea, but it doesn't fit together with the colors, with the adjustment. It still kind of looks strange, the way it is done. I can't really tell you specifically what to do different. For example, on the left side, we have this kind of violet blue. That is more kind of this fantasy style. And then on the right side, we have this natural light. So that's kind of a different situation. So if on the left side, for example, you adjust the colors again to have a more realistic night blue, I think that would probably mix better with the right side. And then maybe also this portal in the middle to give it a bit more of realistic colors. Because everything feels a little bit like it's put there, but it doesn't flow together from the different kind of situations, right? But the idea is cool. I really like the idea, so that's very nice. Thank you very much, Hector. Or what? Okay. This is from Urek. Very strange. Why is there a tiny alien coming next to out of the portal next to the football shoe? I have no idea what's going on here. And there's also another ring down here on the ground. Maybe that you did that because of the light that's coming from the ring, but it's still strange. Yeah, very strange. I'm not sure what to say about that. Why didn't you put the alien on the ground so he's coming out of the ground? Maybe put him more to the side because you had more space here. Put him in kind of in front here where the guy is kicking the football. Or maybe behind here where he is coming out of the portal but then almost getting kicked by the kid playing football. That could be a nice story. Why he is coming out here upside down is a little bit strange. I'm not sure. Or maybe put the portal on the football and have the alien come out of the football while it's getting kicked. That could also be nice, right? This one is very strange. I don't know what is going on. Okay, thank you very much, Jurek. Pretty cool. Wow, all right. That looks pretty nice. This is from Oliver. Thank you very much. Really cool. I like this kind of combination of the gray background or kind of bluish gray background, and then you have this colorful pink foreground. Makes it very focused. It has more of this kind of character like you, for example, would design a book cover or a movie poster. So this is like you have this kind of, how do you say in movies? What is that with disbelief? No. The discontinuation of disbelief, something like that, where you just say, okay, I know it doesn't work like that, but I'm still accepting it because I want to follow the story. This is the kind of situation where you see the design, you know, well, it doesn't really fit, but at the same time, it looks good, and you understand that this is more a design thing than an actual light situation. Like, for example, on the foreground here, there could be more light shining out of the gate onto the foreground. But at the same time, I feel like this kind of compressed version still is pretty nice, really cool. And I like how it's, you put the colorful gate and the basically gray background in a contrast to each other. So that's a pretty good idea. I also like the composition. Everything is nice here. Maybe this part here, you can see where the woman is walking, that it is very like it's getting too what was that again? I wish I knew what that is. I'm sorry. I don't think it's a donation because I would see that in the chat. Thank you very much, Bill. Anyways, so we have this darker cloud here, and that is covering her up. And so this is, from the distance, she's hard to see. You see the outline of her is a bit hard to see. So maybe have that a little bit over to the side so that the bright part is more around these two guys here, right? Okay, pretty cool. Very much like that work, Oliver. Thank you very much. Wow, okay, what is going on here? We have an alien egg. I'm not sure. Oh, this is snakes. There's a lot of snakes, and then there's a face in the middle. This is by Diana. Played a bit with shapes, so most is done with shapes, like the room I created with shapes and textures, and the snake face. Oh, this is a snake face. This is a snake face? No, it's an alien face, right? Huh. It looks like the design elements look a little bit Art Deco. I don't know what's up with the shadow here. It looks a little. What is that logo? Is that, this is not Warner Bros, right? Where they have these shapes and then, you know what I mean? Some kind of film studio. I can't remember right now. I like the design. It's very abstract. At the same time, it's like everything is flowing into each other like in a too strong way. Everything looks very translucent, which it is. You see like these triangles up here, the gray one and the golden one, they are transparent to the background, and you have these shapes. Are these light rays that come out of the heads of these two snakes? I don't know what's going on. And then you have this kind of horseshoe shape here, and there is a bunch of snakes in here and an alien head in the middle. So some kind of strange thing is going on here. I think this could be cool, but it's too like much stuff flowing into each other. You have to be like more decisive of what you want to actually do. And then maybe leave out some other elements, because everything is overlaying and everything is distracting here. Distracting, yes. It's a little bit strange, but it's a good effort. It's a good starting point. All right. Hey, this is from Flore. Flore, is that how you pronounce that? Interesting. So we had this last time, I think, from another user, the same picture. And so this time we have this magic lamp that is kind of, as you can see here, sucking up that guy here. You see? So he's getting sucked into that lamp. The effect is very like hard to see. So maybe try to have them more visible. Maybe have some blue light with it or something else that is contrasting with the background a little bit more. And also the way you see from the perspective with the hand. Why is the hand so wide? This guy has an arm like a gorilla. What's going on? You see how wide that arm is compared to the hand? Is that his real arm? Maybe that is from the perspective, right? Maybe the arm is the arm closer to the camera than the hand. I don't know. It's very strange. Anyways, you can see that the arm is bigger than the guy here, and then he's holding this lamp. So this is kind of, this is at the same time way closer to the camera and then also further away because the way this is getting sucked into the lamp looks like it's just going sideways. So I'm not sure. Maybe this is a giant, the hand of a giant or something. So, it's a good idea. I know what you wanted to do, but the elements don't quite fit together. But it's a very good starting point still. Now let's go on to the next one. Oh, wow. Okay, so unicorn here, Herbert. Oh, okay. This is the, oh God, what's the English word for that? I can't remember. My English is not working. Escape? No, Fluch. Sorry, Fluch. The curse. Yes, the curse of the unicorn. No, the escape. Sorry, it is the escape of the unicorn from the burning earth. Oh, okay. Through a wormhole to the Sea of Stars. Oh, there's the translation right below it. Sorry. Through a wormhole into the Sea of Stars. Well, not too bad, actually, my translation. Okay, cool. Yeah. Nice. Again, it's a little bit like everything is very evenly lit and stuff. You know what I mean? So again, you could maybe, I mean, How did the unicorn come through this? Is it like, was it like riding? Was it walking, running along the ground here of the wormhole? Or did it jump like out of the wormhole and this is just like a glowing circle that doesn't have substance, right? Because from the light, if you would paint this as a pathway down here to make that brighter and also the unicorn brighter, that would be different visually, you know what I mean? Because right now you can see like that the unicorn is so transparent to the background that it's getting sucked up a little bit by the background. So I would make probably the unicorn a little bit brighter, paint in some bright areas here and maybe also some dark areas just to have it more visible. And then depending on if the unicorn jumped out of that wormhole or if it was running on the ground basically of the wormhole, you could either make this brighter and the sides a little bit darker of the wormhole so this looks like a pathway you can run through, or keep it the same way, everything the same brightness, and then have some kind of maybe a light connection, maybe there's some light streaks coming from the unicorn connecting it to the wormhole, something like that could be interesting. I'm not quite sure, but you know what I mean, right? Also, this area up here with the blue is a little bit strange. Like everything here looks very nice, like the space, and also down here. And then you have this kind of muddy blue up here that is kind of foggy, muddy blue that is sitting up here for some reason. This down here looks cool, but that up here is a little bit strange. Yeah, but still pretty cool. Very nice. Okay, let's go on. Wow, this is the next one. Again, don't put too much stuff in there. Less things and then concentrate on actually working on these things to make them look good. So you can see here we have a dragon and someone riding that dragon, and there is a cathedral, and there is for some reason firefighters, even with a hydrant down here and the ring of fire. So there's just like too many things going on here. And also, as you can see from the perspective, it's kind of difficult to get everything together. Oh, the dragon is like spewing fire, And one of the firefighters is trying to shoot the water into his mouth, I guess. There's just too much stuff. I think if you let out the firefighters and the fire and just had the dragon come out of that fiery gate, that would have been more than enough to work on that and get the light situation interesting and just concentrate on how do you get this dragon to come through that gate in a believable way, right? The rest is, I mean, it's also good to have fun and play around with these elements if you want to, but from the learning experience, it's better to concentrate on fewer elements and try to get them right, right? Thank you very much, Mary. Pretty cool. Let's go on here. I think we are almost done, so that's pretty good. There we go. All right, so these are the last 6 gates. There we go. Oh, wow. What's going on here? This is from Shari. A portal for the young and the young at heart. A young girl dreams might come true. Come to the Fey realm? What's the Fey realm? Fey? Is Fey something I don't know? I would have thought fairy world or something. Anyways, so we have a heart-shaped portal this time, which is kind of nice. It's interesting. I think I would have made maybe more of a glow effect around that. These streaks look interesting, but kind of a little bit strange because of what is the consistency of them. They look a little bit furry at that moment, a little bit like hair coming out of that heart. And why is there... Oh, I guess there is this bubble here. So the fairy is putting the girl into a bubble to float her over to that fantasy world over here. Well... I mean, it's nice, and I do understand the idea. At the same time, from the light, everything feels a little bit like elements next to each other. So it doesn't feel like as real as it could be, right? But still, I mean, there is a story that works. That's pretty cool. You have a consistent color scheme throughout of the work, even in the landscape with these violet colors. So that's pretty cool. Just with the colors, everything feels a little bit like just elements sitting next to each other. So work a little bit with the ambient light and how, for example, the heart glows when it floats in the middle of the room, stuff like that, to work a little bit more on that. Fairy world. Oh, okay. I see. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. This actually works very nicely with the perspective on how this actually is a very dynamic perspective in how it's photographed, but at the same time, the way the guy is standing, as you see, perspectively leaning a little bit forward, in actuality standing normally on the ground, works actually surprisingly well. So that's pretty cool. And then you have this kind of a portal here that has this kind of cross shape in the background, which is also interesting. Very nice. I feel like the light situation could be a little bit more dramatic. Maybe also with the colors, they could be a little bit more dramatic. But if you like it like that, why not? It looks cool. I like the composition. There's everything there, also the story and the drama, and it's really nice. Really cool. Thank you very much, Russell. Aiming for a classic but opulent portal image. The opposing perspective is fully intentional and is there to create a supernatural odd feeling. I see, okay. I guess he means the difference in perspective from, you see this very dynamic hallway perspective, and then the cross is basically front facing us. It doesn't have the same kind of perspective skewing towards the back as the foreground has. But that's quite okay. It's really interesting. As you say, it has this kind of supernatural and odd feeling. So that's very nice. Like I said, I would make the colors and the light situation a little bit more dramatic, but still pretty cool. Okay, there we go. Next one. Nice. Okay, so we have the father and his child. They either leave a cave or enter a cave. Oh, I know what's going on. You want to work a little bit more with the light situation here. So as you can see, when you look closely, by the way, this is from Michael, thank you very much. There's a crashed car here in the background. It is hardly visible. And then we have the father and the child probably going into the afterlife. It's probably a better idea if, for example, you would make the landscape here a little bit darker and blue, and then maybe you can see there is some smoke coming here. Have this over here a little bit burning, a little bit orange with the light. So you have a little bit of focus on the car wreck that is here. You can maybe also have a little bit light inside of the car, so you can see more of, okay, this is a car shape. And then the rest is more dark, and then you have this gate here on the right side where the father and the child is walking into. So the main focus and the biggest brighter part is this gate to the afterlife, and then there is a smaller bright area with the burning cars, so you get a story connection between these two. But it's really cool from the story, very nice. It's just a little bit hard to see everything. All right, here's the next one. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. This reminds me a little bit of the, how is it, like the 90s TV shows where they had this kind of graphic, like rather cheap graphic effects, but at the same time looking pretty cool kind of thing. That is kind of a blast from the past, basically. It's really cool. How do I say, nostalgic feeling. So this is a wormhole to Africa, as it says down here on the carpet, and the elephants are already coming through. This is from Ernst. So yeah, it's interesting. It feels a little bit like the Wheel of Fortune TV show kind of gate with these lights here or something, but still cool. It's a little bit goofy from all of the setup and all of the lights. So like I said, the lights could be more realistic and more drama. But at the same time, having it like this, looking like an old school TV show or an old school video game, is also pretty cool. Really like that. Very interesting. Thank you very much, Ernst. Wow, here we have another. What is going on here? What? I don't even know what that is down here. That looks like a carcass. This is from Nombert. Not every step through a portal leads to a better world. Can you go back or death awaits you? Sometimes it's better to stay with the herd. I took all photos of this composition myself on a vacation in Croatia this year. All right. So we have two sheeps here in the back. Are they sheeps? I'm not sure. Two animals here in the background. And then there is a gate. Really nice. I have to say the sheep, they look a little bit like this is a painting, but they're pretty, like, very nice from the composition and everything. I think the reason why it looks like a painting is because you have these light effects here. I think this is also from one of my packs, by the way, but they are behind the gate. So this is feeling very flat. Here, because the effect is just spreading out behind the gate rather than being around the rim of the gate. So it's also a little bit in the foreground, right? And so this makes everything here feel a little bit flat. And then also this reflection is connecting in a way where it has exactly the same brightness. So it feels like you can't really tell where the reflection starts and this shape here ends. So maybe have the reflection a little bit brighter. And a little bit closer to the other parts of the water here. Not exactly the same darkness, right? The carcass is a great idea, but at the same time, it's really hard to read the shapes in here. Because there is just so much going on. I still can't tell what it is. I think this is a rib cage. And this might be, is it called a vertebrate? The part of your back, but for some reason really big. It could also be a skull. I'm not sure. So I would maybe find a better carcass picture here that gives you a clearer outline of what is going on, because it's really hard to tell what is what here. But cool idea, really interesting, very nice. I also like the editing. The reflection on the water looks really cool and realistic, and also the atmosphere here in the sky, and then with these burning effects here around the gate, they are really cool. Just like the foreground and this carcass is really hard to read. All right, and this is the last one. And this is, I fail to see where the portal is here. So this is from John, and he says, my 9-year-old grandson assembled a 1021 piece Lego-like Titanic kit. Really? This has 1,000 pieces? Wow, that is extreme. Okay. I portaled that ship for him back to another time and place, compositing it an iPhone and 3 unsplashed images. An iPhone? Is there an iPhone or on the iPhone? I'm confused. The hardest part was the ship's side swells and wakes. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this works very nicely. When you see down here, this helps very much when you try to have a surface look like a 3D surface, that you paint a little bit. Like, I would suggest following the shape of the surface that is already there naturally, and then sometimes also try to do your own shapes to make it like actually follow the surface to make this effect more real. But this can really help trick the eye. I like that you put this steam up here. Did you forget one, or there is just none here? Only these are active. The only thing I don't like is that up here you didn't really blend them. So you can see that they are just 3 copies next to each other, and you can see how they overlap. So it would be better to blend them a little bit better. The iceberg in the background is pretty cool, and also the light atmosphere is nice. The boat here is a little bit too warm in some areas, but that's okay because there's also some orange light on the boat. Whoa. Oh, my cat. Whoa. Okay. Belusi. Yeah, mau mau. Okay, so this was the last picture. Okay, wow, that was it. Thank you very much. Pretty cool. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. Not feeling the best today. I hope I'm still fit the next days. Otherwise, I have to postpone the creative pack a little bit by 1 or 2 days. But I hope it will work out. Anyways, that was really cool today. Thank you for all of the entries. Let me just put the chat over here so I can see that. So that was really, really interesting. Some very nice entries. Also some cool ideas and a little bit more work. But as you see, also with my work, everybody needs a little bit more work. Everybody needs a little bit more training. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And sorry for my a little bit, that is a dented performance today, because of, yeah, just not feeling completely there today. But I think we still had a pretty cool time. Anyways, whew, yeah, that was it. Thank you very much. We even went a half an hour longer. I wanted to keep it short today, but we actually went over time, so that's pretty cool. Now go to bed and take a break. Yeah, I will. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody for joining. I hope you have a good time, and yeah, see you soon in my next live stream, or on Tuesday. If I can push through, the creative pack will be published on Tuesday, which is also the last day of the month, 31st. Okay, have a good night and see you soon. Bye.